Okay, in today's video, we're going to fly around the neighborhood on December 21st, about 6 days or so after the snowfall where we had about 5 inches, and it's remained cold. You can see there's still snow on the ground, and even in the streets where they plowed around vehicles and piled up in cul-de-sacs. And the neighborhood looks a lot different. The only green trees you see are the evergreens, the pines, and the abrevieties, and Leland cypress, and those sorts of trees. You see a row of trees in the distance that look fairly tall. Those are at the boundary of the community. They're older trees from probably even before both of these developments were built. We're heading up Pine Place toward Willow Creek Lane, which is the northernmost street in the community. As we pan to the right, you'll see the cell tower at the edge of the community, which is about 1,600 feet from where I took off, where my home is. And if you look at the rules, there it is. If you look for the rules, look at the rules for the FAA put out about flying near devices or structures that have guy wires. They say you should not fly within 2,000 feet. Well, my house is 1,600 feet or so from the tower, which has guy wires. And technically, it's not a rule. You can fly there, but it's highly recommended that you don't. Because they say that tall structures can have guy wires that extend out 2,000 feet, which really makes no sense, because if it's coming out 2,000 feet from the structure, the guy wire at 45 degrees would be 2,000 feet up on the structure, and that's like 200 stories. So I don't know of any device 200 stories that's got guy wires on it. Maybe out in the desert somewhere, some special antenna for an unusual situation, but in normal areas, you don't have devices that high, or structures that high. Coming down toward Oak Ridge Place, lowering a little, you see a lot of birds coming around, so I decided to try to drop the altitude a little. It was an overcast day and a little bit of haze in the air, probably high humidity. We're coming up to the original mansion, or farmhouse, that this looks like a mansion that this neighborhood was part of. It was called the Brill Estate, an executive for the DuPont Company, and the farm was sold off to the developers of this community. And they put in 162 homes. And we're heading northeast here. See, this house has quite a few solar panels. They also have heat pump where the cooling loop or heating loop is in the ground. I forget what it's called. They don't use external air to cool and heat the water, but they use recirculating loop that's buried underground. Okay, so here we are flying at night the same evening as the prior flight. And we're going to check out some of the Christmas decorations in the neighborhood. Now, the DJI Mavic Mini does not have optical avoidance. I'm not sure how well optical avoidance works at night anyway. But, so I'm flying at around 100 feet to stay above any of the known obstacles, which are trees. And I'm really kind of far away to get a close look at the lights. But this is my first time flying at night. And it's allowed recreationally. And if I had a Part 107 license, I could fly still recreationally, but if I was doing a commercial job and I was flying at night, I would need to have a permit. It's kind of a little screwy the way those rules are written, but you are allowed to fly at night. And what I did before I took off was I put a flashing light on the ground next to me so I could tell where I was in the video as I was approaching my house as I was flying back. And I'll point it out to you in a moment, but really didn't need it because I was able to I had no idea where I was flying except looking at a map on the screen. I brought the map up on the side of the screen, and can you see the, no, it's not it. It's hard to tell where I am looking at this video. But if you follow the map on the screen, you can see exactly where you are. I was a little nervous about flying at night, but once you get up there and you have a sense of where you are from looking at the map, and you're not concerned about flying into anything because you're flying at a high enough altitude, then you lose all of that fear and nervousness. There it is. You can see the blinking light, and I'll point it out right here. And you can see the arrow right there. And clearly you can see the blinking light now. Not sure I really needed it. It helps a little bit, but I kind of, from looking at the maps, I knew exactly where I was. Those laser lights shining on the house. They were popular years ago, and didn't see too many of them in the neighborhood tonight. But I got them and bought 2 of them, so I'm going to use them. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. There's a picture of the house. And if you haven't flown at night yet with your DJI Mavic Mini or some other drone. I highly encourage it, provided you take some precautions. Like I said, don't fly at a low altitude, because even if you had optical avoids, it probably wouldn't work. And unless you want to just fly FPV and work your way around obstacles that you think you can see, but it might be a little dangerous. And know where you're at, looking at the map. Pull up the map on the screen so you can see where you're at, and so you can avoid obstacles and then also not lose your sense of direction. There's the blinking light. I think I turned it back on. Okay, well, I'm going to sign off soon here, so click like, subscribe, and leave some comments below if you have any. And until next time.